French President Emmanuel Macron has confirmed that France will vote against the European Union's trade deal with South American bloc Mercosur. He made the announcement on Thursday after French farmers brought their long-running protest movement to the capital, rolling their tractors past police checkpoints to iconic monuments like the Eiffel Tower and the Arc de Triomphe. Still, even without France's vote, the Mercosur deal is still expected to pass. For some reaction, we can bring in Laura Darnat, who raises horses, ponies, and chickens in France's southwestern Dordogne region. Now, she is Scottish-born, but living in France, and her French husband is also a farmer. She's also close to the union Coordination Rurale, which organized yesterday's protest in Paris. Thank you so much for joining us. Just first, your reaction to Emmanuel Macron's announcement that France is going to be voting against Mercosur.
Good morning, Alison. Yes, it's excellent news that Emmanuel Macron will be voting against the trade deal Mercosur. We're very pleased about that. We just hope, obviously, Europe as a whole will do the same.
That's not looking likely, though, given that Italy has suggested that they are going to be voting for the deal. Can you explain why farmers are so upset about it?
Well, because we breed cows all over France. We have the best meat in Europe. We don't need meat exported from South America. In South America, they have different rules and regulations as to hygiene and so on compared to us. But we breed enough animals in France, in Europe, to feed all of us. Ecologically, it's not a sound idea. We have enough here in Europe. Why do we need animals meat sent from South America, crossing the Atlantic to Europe? We have fantastic meat here, quality meat that's well raised, well looked after. We should be supporting our local farmers and not farmers from abroad.
The Mercosur deal isn't only about meat, though. It's said to benefit other farming sectors like wine and milk exporters. Does that make a difference to your movement?
Well, yes, it does. We're for everybody, all sectors, but at the same time, we should be supporting our local farmers, our local food, and not bringing food from abroad, unless it's absolutely necessary that we cannot obviously grow it by ourselves.
France has demanded some concessions, like allowing the EU to reimpose tariffs if prices fall by 5%. Do those concessions make a difference to you?
We want to obviously keep prices the same. French farmers want to have a fair price for their products, which they don't at the minute. We want to produce our own food, sell it at the correct price.
I know that you've also been upset about France's response to lumpy skin disease in cows. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we want the killing of the herds, of the entire herds, to stop. It's ridiculous. If one cow is ill with lumpy skin disease, for example, as in the Ariège a few weeks ago, they killed the whole herd of cows, the whole herd. They didn't need to kill the whole herd. They could have isolated the cow that was ill. And what we are pushing for is the isolation of any herds of cows who do have lumpy skin disease, but we're pushing for a full vaccination programme. We have to remember this disease is passed on by insects. We're in winter time now. It's been very, very cold here recently over the past week. Now is the time we should really be vaccinating the herds.
The French government has proceeded with vaccination of herds in the affected area in the southwest. I believe as of yesterday, they were at 84% vaccination, which is quite high. Do you feel that that's been successful?
Yes, it's a good start. It's a good start, but every herd needs to be vaccinated.
The French government's response by, as you were talking about, kind of these mass killings, culling cattle, experts say that is the best and fastest way to stop the spread of the disease. What do you make of that explanation?
Well, there are two thoughts and two sides to every story. We don't agree with that at all. A cow which is ill with lumpy skin disease, the percentage of it dying is very limited. It can survive. There's a huge percentage that it will survive, and obviously it won't pass on to other cows. It's passed on to other cows, other cattle, by insects, as has been explained.
Many farmers in France talk about sort of a general feeling of being forgotten by the government, being disregarded. Is that a sentiment that you yourself share?
Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely. We're forgotten about all the time. Each winter, it's the same thing. We come out and protest for various issues. They agree to some things or limited issues, but we're forgotten about. Totally, for lots and lots of different things.
Is there sort of a political element, would you say, to the farmers' protests? I know that unions, such as the one that you're close to, the Coordination Rurale, is said to be close to the far right and the party of Marine Le Pen. Is that something, as a member of the union, that you're aware of? Do you see farmers' movements as political as well?
No, the Coordination Rurale is not far right at all. It was put in place because there was no syndicate that supported the everyday local farmer. The FNSER were very close to the government and tended to rule and put things in place with the government. And there was no syndicate to represent the everyday local small farmer. And that's why the Coordination Rurale came into being.
And just finally and briefly, Laura, do you plan... Okay, and just finally and briefly, Laura, I wanted to ask you if you plan to continue these protests.
Yes, we do plan to continue the protests. Yesterday in Paris, our president made it very clear that we would be staying in Paris until we had positive results. He also made it very clear, it was also made very clear at the roundabout, the Porte d'Auteuil, that if the CRS start to gas us, as they did in the Ariège, which is shocking, absolutely shocking, then we would retaliate and we would push forward with our tractors.
All right, well, we will continue to follow your protest movement. Laura Darnat, thank you again so much for giving us your perspective this morning. That's Laura Darnat, who raises horses, ponies, and chickens in France's southwestern Dordogne region.